Well, good morning. I'm out for my morning walk, and I was just listening to a podcast. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and listened to a industry-specific paint contracting, very exciting podcast this morning. And this guy starts talking about he does software for painters, and he's talking about how the average painter bids a project. And I wanted to jump on because I don't think most homeowners understand what a mess most paint contracting, I would say a lot of contracting business in general, but we're going to talk about paint contractors. They have zero idea on how to bid projects. This is the majority or the average. So he was talking about a specific person who had gone in to look at a project, goes out to his truck, super anxious, high anxiety, doesn't know how to charge. So what goes through his mind is, how busy am I? How much money do I think I can get out of the customer? So basically thinking about, is this a wealthy neighborhood? Is this a low income neighborhood? And then he thinks, well, I'm going to subcontract out this project. So how much do I think I can get somebody else to do this for? And I will tell you that the majority of the exterior business in Denver is done with subcontractors, especially if you're dealing with a larger company. I know lots of larger companies around town, but I'm not gonna pick on anybody. So they have no idea. They have no idea how long it takes things. They go into the paint store, they ask those guys. And these are guys that have been in the industry for a long time. It literally is just wet finger in the air. So how that differs from what we do is we have estimating software. So you're going to get a detailed proposal, but we have spreadsheets. I've been doing this for 24 years. And even back in college, before I started Walls by Design, I started putting things on spreadsheets just because it was easier. Like I just figured out how long it took me to, do a 20 feet of soffit on an exterior. And it would just go all into a spreadsheet. Well, then it transformed into interiors and it just evolved over time. And so we put in room dimensions. We know what it's going to take for us to do, 300 square feet of wall surface that's under, let's say 12 feet. Because it does get more expensive the higher we go, because it just takes longer. And bathrooms are more expensive because they're more tedious and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to put this out there so that homeowners know that you should be asking these kinds of questions. How do you estimate? Is it based on square footage? Do you use a spreadsheet? Is it just how long? And if they say stuff like, well, I've just been doing this for so long, I just know how long, your house, after walking through it, it's going to take. No, that's a wet finger in the air. Him thinking, or her thinking, how much money can I get out of this person? It's horrible, in my opinion. So ask those kinds of questions. Ask, do they subcontract out their work? Just nice to know. Anyways, I hope this is helpful as you are looking to hire a painter for the inside or the outside. Obviously, we don't do anything outside. But as we get into this season, this is another thing that came up recently in the Facebook group in my area, actually. If you need to get your exterior painting, I can't help you, but I do want to give you some heads up. The industry is super busy right now. Why? All the hail damage, all the storms we had this summer. Guys are super busy. And that is cause for concern because that's when I hear all the horror stories of homeowners just hiring guys just because they're the only guy that showed up. And then they lose their deposit, or heaven forbid, they paid for the whole entire project up front. So my advice to you is whenever possible, use a credit card for that deposit, because if they don't show up, you can get that money back. It's just a safety net. Even if they're going to charge you a 3% service fee or whatever, I think it's wise to do. But be careful and be cautious. If you definitely need to get it done this year, there's not too many things. There's no paint emergencies. Like I've got spots in my house that need to be painted, and it has been like that for a year. So if you've got stuff that needs it, it can wait till next summer. It will ease up. The best time to buy exterior painting services is early season. that year. Guys, do a premium at the end of the year right now for next season. You will get a better price in the spring. April, May, when they're really trying to book up their calendar. So, yeah, just a few pointers. Have a great day.